And what we saw from the last game was that it was clearly part of Double Pony's game plan to go towards the new guy, right?
Absolutely. Of course, I'm sure they've been playing practice maps and so on, so the stats from the last 3 months of officials do not tell the entire story. That much is for sure.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to bring some kind of element of surprise into this that maybe Double Pony aren't expecting.
And it's hard to game plan versus a team that you've never actually seen before. Like they're thinking about their CT side. They don't know everything about how Kyojin is now playing inside of pit, if he's going to play on balcony a lot more, or if he's going to play in the door. And it can be a very dynamic spot that certain players have different ways of playing it completely. I think, and if they had an idea of how RPK played it, has nothing to do with the way that Kyojin played it, even though he's probably learned a little bit. And I feel like one day Kyojin can be a great pit anchor, just like off top. When I look at him, he seems like he's super good at being fluid. And even though he's like an anchor, I feel like him moving around makes a lot of sense. And if you could play on top of the balcony and take a number of different fights and then fall back into pit and be kind of very versatile in that small little zone, I feel like he's going to excel there. But I have a feeling that he's going to struggle, at least in the first few times around.
We just had a player crash, so there's a slight delay before the game gets started. Hopefully a quick reboot and they'll be good to go.
Well, it's rare that we see the French cross fries, isn't it, James? Been a long time since we've gotten a French derby.
French cross fries.
Yeah.
That really confused me. But
Because apart from so like G2 is Almond Jacks pretty much. That's the only two.
Yep.
They're not even majority anymore. So there's not even anyone else to come for Vitality spot, except for Double Pony right in front of us.
Very quickly, like I don't know what states. Okay, this is not live, but anyway, I don't know what states RPK's English is in, but I really hope that he's not limited in where he can go based on language, because I am super sad that he has been benched essentially.
I think he got scapegoated a little bit, to be honest. I think his stats were coming down somewhat, but at the same time, like, look at the last game, for example. I mean, clearly it wouldn't have been RPK as the issue. There was Masuda, there was Shocks.
Yeah.
And Apex in that interview right there, he mentioned all of those players as, like, they need to come back into form. They need to all raise their individual level a little bit. It's been a group effort towards failure almost between the team. And I feel like they pointed RPK as like, well, he's not going to last very long. Let's get rid of him now.
Yeah.
But they bring in a guy who can maybe add more problems. They've got to they got to build this guy and fix everyone else. It's like,
I feel like RPK is a facilitator. I think he allowed other players to shine with some of his roles, and I think those jobs are important, and they can be a thankless task as well. Like I know he
I heard he's a great teammate.
Yeah, throws a lot of grenades for his teams, for his players, and things like that. And I think he might not have like the most spectacular role in the squad, and I think people in those roles can be underestimated or underappreciated
and scapegoated because of their stats.
Yes, and I want to see. I believe in RPK. I like massively believe in RPK. I want to see him back on a team, even if it's not this team. I just hope, like, again, like, language barrier isn't an issue where he can only play on a French team, because that would be extremely limiting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good his English is. I haven't really heard him. I don't think I know what RPK's voice sounds like, to be honest. Never done an interview.
I played the Red Bull Flick with him at some point at 2v2 versus Shocks and whoever it was. Don't remember because we deleted them. I say we, RPK deleted them. Nice. I was just there. His aim is insane.
Yeah.
It was just fun to just watch him delete people. But seriously, like I think he's got years of career ahead of him, if he can. But that's an interesting thing, and I think that's something where like FPL can help. People whose English isn't so strong. Oh, by the way, so when I played Red Bull Flick with him, his English was limited, but we could communicate enough. But obviously, you're going to need more than that on a pro team.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the greatest things about something like FPL is that it's English speaking, so you can figure stuff out and like practice and improve your English there. Especially now with spare time on its hands, I think it would be a wasted opportunity to not do that.
And yeah, and you only need like the Counter-Strike lexicon, like the callouts on the maps and stuff. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like FPL is perfect. You just need to know specific maps, and like everything else can come with time. But yeah, really, it's up to him how much runway he sees in front of him for how much time he wants to play.
Yeah.
Maybe he's sick of it.
I
Maybe
think
he's
I think there may be, because he's a more mature player. I
Mhm.
think there could be like cultural clashes as well.
Mm.
You know, if you're used to like a French cultural environment, but you
Mhm.
go into certain different teams where you don't really have anybody who meshes with you well like that,
Mhm.
you know, then
There's no good wine around. How can you live in your country?
can't imagine what that would be like.
Right.
Um, as long as there's good tequila, as far as I'm concerned. But on a serious note, I think that is something which is also to be considered as well. I feel like when Steele, Brazilian, was
Mhm.
playing on some international teams, and when he just suddenly left, I felt like that was probably like a lack of. I mean, I'm just
Cultural
guessing.
cohesion.
I'm just guessing, right?
Yeah,
But
you never
but
know from
I
the
I
outside,
wouldn't
but
be surprised if it was something along those lines. So
I get it. I've heard the same thing from NA players because there was a lot of like Brazilian mix-ups and
yeah,
like yeah, I've heard players say like it's not like everyone's not friends, like they are friends,
yeah.
but once you're living together and like, let's say you die in a round and then it's 2v2 and there's only two Brazilian guys left and they just start speaking Portuguese, you just kind of feel like, oh man, you are the other guy a little bit. Like,
I don't mind that so well. I mean, like I know that happens with like G2, for example. You
mm,
know, I don't think that's a big deal. I think it's more off the server than on the server. You
mm,
know, like if you're like who are you going to kick back with and talk to?
mm-hmm.
Because like if you don't get on with everybody, like you can be like acquaintances, right?
Yeah,
But
like
it's
I
like you
tried to
might not.
mention Nando's earlier and you just roasted me, so I don't even know how to be friends with you, James.
Well, like you're not going to necessarily like hang around with everybody that you're around. You'll have your people that you have stuff in common with, and you'll spend time with those people or find some people elsewhere or something. But if
Mm.
he doesn't have that, or someone doesn't have that, then I think it's really difficult to live a life like that, especially on the road all the time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when we're not in a pandemic.
That is and like that's where the age I think matters more than even, how good he'll be because he's already good in a top 5 team
Yeah.
and all, touched top 1 last year, they won everything, as legendary player. So that's not really the issue. It's just like, you know, does he want to do it more and then how much does he want to change to go somewhere new? And sometimes whenever these like, Kenny S comes off G2, I'm like looking through, everyone comes and asks, they're like, where should he go? And I look through the top 20 and I'm like, man, where can he go? It's really hard actually when you try to find a spot for a player in another team right now because so many teams in the top 20, even if you're top 10 to top 20, even though they're not top 10, they look really good.
Yeah.
Like almost everyone's almost super solid. So it's just tight. I feel like we've never had a period of Counter Strike where this amount of teams have all been good. I'm uncomfortable sometimes saying tier two. If a team loses to Gambit loses to Copenhagen Flames this year, for example, I have a hard time saying like, oh, that's such a dramatic upset because Copenhagen Flames are like doing so good, or someone loses to Havu. It's
Yeah.
like, man,
Very
Havu are
capable.
nuts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can easily win. There's never been another year like that, I don't think.
Yeah. I'm actually interested in like doing pick'ems for the next major. Like how
Getting double
difficult
diamond
how
again.
difficult is it going to be? Like
Yeah.
triple diamond? That's going to be rough, man.
It's going to be one of those major, you got to be an idiot to get it right. That's how I cope.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what shape Astralis are going to be in. I mean, we'll see that as it goes on. I think they've got enough structure, but like they're not going to be the Astralis of old, at least not straight off the bat, right? So that was always a solid pick to just help you when you really need one result to come through. You've got Astralis there, but that may not be the case anymore. But that's another story for maybe later on today. For now, it's Vitality and Double Pony, and we are going to start Inferno. Vitality will be starting on the T side. They got battered on a nuke if you're just joining us, and now it's their chance to turn things around. We're kind of in the dark in terms of what to expect from Vitality. Again, 3 maps played on Inferno the last 3 months. They lost all of them, so we'll see what they can do here. Charging into the B bomb site at the back, we've got 2 players in a crossfire. Heath and Posse set up more or less. Afro with the opening kill. Joko's here as well, but not for long. Trying to stay alive now is Afro, but he will be denied. On the bomb site they are, but the flank is coming in very fast from Double Pony.
Ooh.
NBK poking and prodding, 2 versus 2 now. Things start to slow down, but not for long. Apex pops, and that leaves Shox. He's a dab hand with a pistol, got the USP as well, but denied into the crossfire, and Double Pony take their CT pistol.
They just ran it down mid full speed the entire time and were able to come through that fast flank. I like how Double Pony played all the way passive there with the idea to get the mid info fast. It felt like they knew B was coming, and I think one way this round works out well for Vitality is if actually double pony try to push banana, and they take those close range duels and they just get overrun with the Glock. So I have a feeling that Vitality were actually kind of uncomfortable with the fact that they didn't see double pony rotating frantically back and just saw kind of a completely excavated B site, and then had to get to the back of the site, and then the support flashes came in. Felt like double pony were very prepared for that specific kind of round, even though Vitality almost got the entries fast enough to get that bomb down.
On the subject of ponies, I have it on very good authority, Launders, that if Double Pony are to win this game, we will have pictures of NBK on a pony called Dieter. So I'm looking forward to that.
That was a real thing.
Yep.
And the pictures exist.
No, but they will exist.
They will exist. Okay,
if they win this.
Oh my gosh.
Then
now even if you don't like them, or if you're the hugest Vitality fan, you've got to switch your prediction now.
Multi-talented Twitch streamer and cook extraordinaire, Miss Rage, has promised pictures of NBK on a pony. The pony's name is Dieter.
We wait with bated breath. Do you know what that means? Data?
What Dieter means?
Yeah.
It's a name. What's the meaning of the name?
Well, I mean, you showed me the name, but then I read it as Dieter. So you said it in a certain way that made it feel like you knew the name.
Well, we have different accents.
That's true.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm familiar with the name because I've heard it before from Europe. I don't know what it means. It's a name. If Dieter means something, then please send me a tweet and I'll read it out. But right now, I don't know. We'll probably get some troll tweets now about that.
Dieter.
Dieter. I don't know what language.
What's
like? Is it German?
I didn't know it was a word. You kept saying it, so yeah, that was tough for me.
There we go. Well, it looks like one of the players is having some kind of issue.
Perfect time for you to explain what JZFB means.
It's my initials.
Oh shit.
So, my second name is ZIE, but it's a Cameroonian name.
ZIE like Zangief?
No, you pronounce it Je. You pronounce it Je. Nice try though. I do play Zangief in Street Fighter.
Yeah, I tried to make like a really bad segue into talking about your Street Fighter career.
So ZIE you pronounce Je.
Je.
And then F is for Forrester.
Dieter.
Which is my other middle name. So that's my name.
Nice.
Yeah.
You ever consider being Forrester in game? That sounds like I like that one.
No, I just put Bardolph in capital letters. I feel like it's, it's
powerful
of authority. When you get shot with a sword off in Boiler.
Whenever you say it, I see it with the red B emoji. Bardolph.
The what? The red beat.
The real ones know.
My name's actually German. It used to be spelled LF, but some dudes changed it to PH like a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's too much for me.
It looks like we're live again.
Small brain around. Let's see, 10 seconds to go before we get in. And Double Pony coming off another strong pistol. They did so well in the first game. I mean, they even ecoed in the second half. They did a great job to get the first pistol and then ecoed in the second half. Now they come through with another pistol, and, Vitality, I guess one of the games they lost was this last one with RPK at Blast, and that was with, and that was versus, it was a third map of that game. That didn't go too hot. Versus 9Z.
That's some really good damage from Afro. He gets 2 kills out of it. Really trying to advance in a position there, Vitality, but absolute denial. Start as you mean to go on. Double Pony continue their momentum from Nuke into the early rounds of Inferno. But the AK-47s are coming out for Vitality. 5 AKs on roads. Got a few flashes, 1 molly, a bunch of smokes. We'll see how fast around this is from Vitality. Looking to be a more prompt one, perhaps. That scout still exists in this round, of course, so they may be targeting Afro, looking for close range advances on position. I can hear a tick of chat, which probably means that someone is having some kind of issue or something.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think... I think the normal thing to do when you look at new players and when they come into new teams is to look at their CT side spots, because that's the most obvious of where they would slot in. Here we got him replacing RPK in what positions, okay, as an anchor and stuff. But and I think part of that is when you're watching the games on T side, the roles are a little bit harder to see sometimes because you change hats. Sometimes you're the entry fragger. Sometimes you're taking control of a different part of the map. Sometimes you're just part of an execute that changes different executes or whatever. and the mid rounds change up where you are very often. And I think that just speaks to how hard it is to fit in on the T side. So I think it's quite a challenge, for Kyojin, especially not only to come into RPK's roles on the CT side, but then to think about how to kind of stay in flow on the T side. Always make sure you're getting something done without putting your team in jeopardy of losing. Like how can Kyojin be himself, which is a super explosive rifler, but also be like a very, composed and smart mover at this level where the players are much better overall.
Yeah, and it can certainly be growing pains for a new player as well as they find their identity on the server. I think Kusta was a good example of that where, he was a bit overhyped initially as a sniper, but then he kind of came into his own and found his identity as a sniper, and then was no longer sniping, which is sad. But, hopefully something similar doesn't happen to Kyojin.
We'll watch for that op.
But you gotta figure out your flair on the server, and that can in part be having some rough situations, maybe coming out on the wrong end of things.
Do you watch Attack on Titan?
I have seen the first episode twice.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's it.
It makes you feel bad. Are we into it? Are we live?
It looks like we are.
It looks pretty good.
Oh, we got those new chickens.
They're running out there. Got 2 MP9s up. The mix back to the CTs, who just lost. Some damage into Kyojin. Nice and early. Oh, sorry, they didn't lose. The bonus round for them is Vitality, who invested everything and got together a pretty good buy. But the unconfirmed damage is strong now for the CTs. This powers up the SMGs, the Bombas, a lot, and they're looking for some more.
He's going to jump over the smoke. Oh, spotted one.
They run by
an angle for a second kill as well. They've got no idea he's there.
Oh, no way.
Lucky deleting, spots the bomb as well. I don't know if they've got more utility for it. Indeed, they do. There's the smoke, and it goes from bad to worse with Vitality. The MP9 peppering. Death by paper cuts almost. Shocks with 3 HP.
Oh, the way it ends like that, that's actually a really fantastic round from Double Poney. I mean, everything worked out so well. Okay, maybe it's not over. 2v3? Did I call it too soon? Minute on the clock. Bomb, almost unreachable territory, but they're going to run out of grenades at some point. Still 2 mollies here to work with.
Double Poney with double mollies, and that's going to be a problem. It's just going to kill time for Vitality. So we're looking for some area control, but again, those mollies are just going to get dumped.
Oh, the smoke, it's just a one-way here for a Joko. He got into a good spot.
So Afro's just making sure no one's in CT, but he's got to make his way to Banana, surely, to deploy that incendiary to stop that bomb from being retrieved. Here it comes. Oh, he goes for a flashbang instead, and the bomb's been dropped. Shocked now 3 HP, down to 2.
We were almost in business right there if he got that kill on logs. Now Shock's 2 health. I mean, he is going to tuck tail and run. Let this 15 seconds burn out, and, man, that's just such a strong round overall for Double Poney, the way they took banana control, and lucky at the forefront of all of it, getting down there on the logs, jumping over the smoke. I mean, the grenade protocols were just perfect. Even how he just kind of lightly lobs a grenade to the bottom of steps after he gets on top of the logs for that extra damage. They did everything they were supposed to with the guns that they had. They came into the round looking like they lost the last one, and then closed the distance, got the utility damage in, and again, close the distance again with Lucky jumping up and over down into their spawn. They couldn't even get that bomb back. That was just perfect. Everything Vitality did not want to see came their way. They ended up having to go through smokes at, well over a minute left on the clock. The fact that they can make it look so desperate is quite disconcerting, I think, for Vitality.
So we asked for people to tweet about the name Dieter, but I did get another tweet. Hey James Bardolph, what do you call a French player with whiplash?
What do you call a French player with whiplash? I don't know. What?
Armor neck.
Armor neck? Armor neck?
Armor neck.
Oh, my neck.
Oh man, it was funny, and then
I'm sorry, I'm really slow to these.
Oh dear. Well, we got a 2-man spray down from NBK. We'll see if the bomb can get planted here for Vitality. That would be pretty damn good, but I don't think it will be. Kyojin is on the wrong side of the map with 11 HP and a Desert Eagle. He does need to die in this round, otherwise he won't get his bonus for losing the round.
This is where he gets a little bit of a buff, okay? I mean, he's got little health, but there's no pressure. He's drinking Coke with no pressure, as they say. He's got the Deagle, which is his best gun. Okay, try to hype it up. Lucky disposes of him. Another 4-0 star here for Double Pony. The buy looks good. Apart from shocks, everyone will have nades and everything. He can get what he wants. I don't know. Might be worth to get a Mac 10 and go for nades so they can try to go for some kind of fast presence if they want to do that. But I mean, the half is their oyster, I guess would be the best phrase to use. There's still a lot of rounds to do whatever they want. Nothing is necessarily off the table here for Vitality. Double Pony know that. But it looks like the tempo is going to be quite slow. They're going to wait to see what Double Pony want to do in terms of their establishing grenades. Kyojin quietly walks up to the half wall here. And I don't know if they're trying to flash him for the peak, but there's 2 Double Pony players out in the open. And now they'll start to fall back. This is a good amount of presence here for Vitality. They're going to feel great about the fact they took little damage coming up to get it as well.
I'm interested to see how much rotation we'll see from Afro with this AWP. Smoked off long as we speak. Hold his angle for a while. Fire a shot and head back. 1 minute on the clock for Vitality, who are very light on grenades at this point, but they do have a lot of map control.
Man, that's a good point, though. They are so low on grenades. I mean, they got 1 execute left. There's no fakes involved, and they just got top mid control, so they got execute like right now.
There's a smoke and the molly on the B bomb site where there seems to be focus. Now, will it be a rotation back towards A, or will Shox look to wrap?
Oof, CTs are already suspicious.
Yeah, MBK's about to come out a boiler, and maybe he'll find himself a Shox if he looks to his left-hand side. There we go. That's all the information as well. He is delaying the execute. They are rotating back, in fact, and Shox will be able to trade. So the door has been opened more or less, but Body is rotating back towards the A bomb site. The Molotov has been deployed. Shox can go past it. The clip's been heard there, but that's a huge headshot from him. Some revenge on Inferno from Nuke, but a bomb still has to make its way over. And I think it might just do that. Afro doesn't get the opportunity. Lots of cover as that bomb is planted defaults.
That was a very, very tough situation to make the correct call. And I'm not sure if the retake's coming in. Oh my god, they gave them an opening. The CTs are a little bit too far maybe to think about this, but that was actually a chance there where it's got a powerful line. They get the opera down to the site, but they don't go for it. I think in terms of target selection, MBK made a severe mistake there. And I want to say it was just hard to, because he peeked down mid, maybe didn't know what he'd see, and so many players just coming back at him. But he needed to kill Shox first, because even if if he gets Shox as well, of course, they win the round. But if he only gets one or the other, Shox would have been a better one to get, because then he stops them from coming up mid. There's only 14 seconds when they're halfway up mid, and then they literally cannot come to the site faster than he can fall back, and the round's over. But Shox gets that miraculous, whip around trade, and then they're back in business after he gets the second entry as well. So they throw him something here. They throw him a bone.
That does make it reasonably expensive for Double Pony. Rebuys have to come through.
But that was a little bit worrying, though. You mentioned the utility, and it came down low. And they had to make a last-second decision, and they actually went back to A after throwing their last grenades on B as well. So it was, had the makings of being a very ugly round for Vitality.
It's interesting that NBK will be prioritized for the AK-47. One left on the team, and it is in his hands. Joko eliminated on Banana. That will draw a body over. We still have 2 players towards A, though, for Vitality. So they'll take their initial map control. Plenty of time on the clock. Lucky looking for something. Can't take out a jumping Apex, though. And that might be the green light to head towards the B bomb site. A 4th man will head over there, up Banana. That's Kyojin with the bomb in tow. Sorry, it's Masuta with the bomb in tow. Body still trying to show presence, and it goes from bad to worse here. Double Pony heading towards Eco Town as Vitality storm the B bomb site.
Okay, well, it's a sign of life here. Very nice entries. A couple of fluff sprays on the hold, but they managed to kill everybody inside the B side. As we can see, 2 deaths on Banana, 2 back in the site. Rotators get killed before they can even get comfortable. And that leaves MBK alone now to save. So a bit fortunate in the last round. This round had no luck about it whatsoever. They earned this every step of the way, and a great entry. That jackknife kill from Kyojin at the bottom of Banana, kind of playing it like Device, who just comes up and sits on the other side of smoke and tries to defend versus any pressure. MBK dies as well at the end, so that's just a little bit of peace of mind here for Double Pony. Or for Vitality, excuse me, as they take out all 5 riflers. And in terms of money, Afro is the only one who could afford anything.
Yeah, this is the opening that Vitality needed. Again, we're still waiting to see. Maybe we'll see more on the CT side of what they've been preparing for Inferno. Again, on paper, not the pick you may have been expecting, but I'm sure they've been developing their map pool, especially with their new player. We'll have 3 players towards Banana now. Afro, dab hand with the scout, connects again onto Zaiwu this time. Don't want to lose that weapon, AWP. Kyojin creeping up, catching him off guard, chasing the 3rd player now. That's Body on the B bomb site. He'll continue the harassment. Body moving towards the fountain, but how long will he last? Not very long at all. And there's not much for the remainder of Double Pony to save here. A HE grenade for Lucky, that's about it.
Yeah, the setup was a bit scary. So that early damage in. Really used that left side of the smoke with the scout to get that damage off to the bottom of Banana, and then there was the the stack as well. So they tried to get him to hunt down the scout and punish him for it, but the flash was really good. It allowed Kyojin to just kind of walk up quietly, get his 2 kills, have his impact, and Lex brought up that it can be as simple as letting a player farm ecos, which I think is very true as well. A salient point, Sometimes the confidence comes just getting your frag count up, like just realizing that you're facing mortals. You might feel like you're better than them before you get in the server, but now the nerves start to hit you a bit. You just want to shake those off, and sometimes that's it. You just got to kill some unarmored opponents.
Now things become difficult for Double Pony. Every time they lose a round at Seco, they just don't have the reserves. So it's very crucial. I do wonder if that'll make them more aggressive, try and take the game away from Vitality.
Yeah, if I'm Double Pony right here, I'm trying to shut down that game plan of... I would actually probably delay some nades on Banana unless I'm going to hold at the bottom of it, because right now Vitality are waiting and then walking up right after.
They got 5 HE grenades.
Oh yeah, they're throwing aggressive control and then walking down as well. So I think this is the other kind of solution where Kyojin can't get by anymore without taking some damage. So he's forced to fight, and now I think Vitality are a little bit more uncomfortable like they started with at the beginning of the game, and we can kind of go from there.
Oh, I think Body was fearing something. Manages to get
the kill.
Bomb site just in time. NBK with a 2-man spray down. That's one way to hold things down. Vitality sends many players towards B bomb site, but did they expect NBK to wreck them like that? I think not. Body making things as awkward as possible. We've got a 3-man now. Triangle of Doom for Double Pony, and Shox is the only man remaining. Tries to do as much damage as possible.
He got 4 kills from the graveyard. Didn't take a single point of damage. That is insane. And now Vitality, like squeezing, and they see that bottom banana control. They run it up mid, thinking there's only 2 there, and they almost catch Body off guard, but they can't do that. And then this insane spray transfer from MBK. I mean, from that distance, that is just beautiful. And then Body is such low HP, finds a headshot angle immediately there off the side of Cold, and takes one down off the box. Things just fall completely apart from Vitality. Yeah, I mean, just in terms of individual effort, what a round for MBK.
So important that Body stayed alive there as well.
Yeah.
You could see he sensed like, oh, I think they're going to try and push on A quickly. Lucky with a very aggressive angle, no rifle support required. He is out of there, bouncing back to the bomb site. And again, Double Pony, this aggression now, trying to catch Vitality off guard. And this may slow down Vitality in the future rounds if Double Pony keep being aggressive and taking map control and or getting picks like this.
They've got a big utility advantage here on top of having an extra player. And, it might be a little bit of a honeypot trap here for Vitalities. They're grouped up atop of Banana, but there's 3 CTs waiting for them to greet them at the entrance. Smoke's going to come down. They're going to try to do some kind of contact execute. But there's still some more utility coming their way.
They separated players, though, and look at the deletions there from Afro. Vitality had one in alone, and look at the swing now through the smoke as well. Apex will get beasted on the B bomb site. Quite like that. The timing of the incendiary worked out really well for Double Pony. Again, if there are more players ahead of that Molotov, then maybe the result is a little different, but not the case on this occasion.
They're layering the grenades really well. They had the rotations in place. They seem very clear-minded about the fact that there was going to be an attack very soon. Opening kill as well takes the edge off and puts the pressure on Vitality to make a move. They try to come in and they get stopped. And you can't be surprised with the amount of utility they had, but you can be surprised about how well they used it. And I think that's what's something to highlight about Double Ponies. They're definitely impressing in that regard. Looking very composed.
Afro's not a player I've seen too much of, but he seems pretty consistent, be it an AWP or a scout. He just lands every shot.
That's true. Very scary.
Again, we've got more high explosive grenades being deployed down Banana. Body must be careful though. Everybody knows those angles, whether there's a smoke there or not. Joko cleaning up from the sandbags with some more bangs from Lucky being attempted at the very least. And look at the HP of Vitality here.
They just sacrifice so much, like you're saying, to try to get the top banana control, and they try to weaponize Kyojin in the same way. But I think it's become quite obvious what they're trying to do, and they didn't get that kill. Now Afro gets a kill on ZywOo, and all the rotates start to pour over from the spawn. Great flash will allow Body to find a refrag, and a blind Masuda will not be able to carry over that information. MBK finds one, and they can't even attack the pit safely now.
We can start to see the tug of war here between both teams. Vitality are trying to fight against this early aggression from Double Pony. On this occasion, it won't work out for them. And having broken the money for Double Pony, now Double Pony find themselves with 3 rounds in a row and a 4-round lead on their CT side.
Almost a bit one-dimensional there with the way they're using Kyojin at this point, because now he had a couple of rounds of success. Now they're just walking up to the top of Banana. But there they took, you know, tons of damage. ZywOo 1-8 on this game. But like all that unconfirmed damage in that last round, like it just followed them through into the later portions of it. They had no other map control, and they went back to A. They get killed by nades that don't even land near them. There's almost no chance for them to recover, and here they go, taking more damage, but of course it is just a half force or half buy.
Yeah, Vitality refusing to be conditioned by Double Pony's aggression, but it is costing them heavily at the moment. And indeed, ZywOo has been neutralized thus far in this game of Inferno. Again, control of Banana for Double Pony. Do they risk going through that smoke? Lucky is waiting with a second AWP. Of course, Afro still towards long with the first one.
Yeah, of course, you don't have to control Banana to win the round, but if you do, you have the keys. So it's no Vitality. They don't want to let that go, but it is not easy to try to take it back.
Oh dear. Oh, Shock's the only man with Kevlar, of the 3 anyway. Was given the AK-47 earlier on.
Oh,
collect the bomb in the smoke, and maybe there's an opportunity, but they'll see that smoke is... They'll see the bomb is gone once the smoke has dissipated. The alarm bells will ring. And I think he's banking on that, looking for potential flank, which is not going to come just yet. They're being quite patient, actually.
Oh, he's going to give it a shot. And they both show face. James got startled by that second peek, dropped the pencil on the floor. And, yeah, again, it's... it was pulled off the table.
Yeah, I was just trying to destroy the desk off camera. And I said I would do this as well.
He did mention that you would. That was part of your plan. I'll give you the advice to sit on your court, and then this is what happens. 2 ops in play for Double Pony, if it wasn't already hard enough.
4 rounds for Double Pony, either side of the 3 from Vitality. Does this mean Vitality go back on the scoreboard now? Answers on a postcard. Oh, look at the aggression from Afro. Just not expecting a player to be that deep.
Yeah.
Very rare you see that particular play down the stairs.
That, I mean, so Lucky had like a shallower peek, like from the top of the stairs before, and now you can just see the confidence just coming up, and like, oh man, those are wonderful grenades. I mean, that's what powers up your M4s. The one-shot headshot. They find 1 kill at least. Oh my god, Kyojin Apex. The dynamic duo, they get 2. Lucky with a fantastic flick up to the right there. Obtuse into Shocks and has a spot where he can maybe find an extra kill and get some damage off in the leg. Afro gets one from behind and he can deny the plant. Oh my god! Bomb goes off in the construction and Kyojin dies to Lucky. It is the reign of ops.
Absolutely beautiful. Saw it in my mind's eye. Low health. Who I see a HE on the hard, and there's Afro. That jump throw towards the default plant spot. Never even clicked mouse 1. And that's where he started. He started through apps and finishes off the job with Lucky towards the B bomb site. Double Pony in a flow of consciousness.
And that's actually a symptom of offhanding that smoke as well. If it denied all that information, maybe the HE doesn't come in right away.
Yeah,
maybe that player doesn't get tagged on the cross.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Just a couple centimeters, all you need in Counter-Strike these days.
Looks like it'll be a burst through the balcony. Again, they've had so much harassment with AWPs from there as well. 3-man on road. We'll see Apex move up with a flashbang. It is deployed, but NBK's ready for it. They've changed the pace, double pony, but there's the entry from Zywoo. He's got 2. And it may not matter that double pony were maybe expecting something more aggressive now. Changing up their intentions from round to round, but this time Vitality will still be successful.
Yeah, so I like the call just because there's been so much Hall's aggression with those ops. I mean, as Double Pony are expecting, like, all right, no way Vitality going to try that again. We've literally killed them in alt by pushing down with these ops, so let's ease up on that. Let's go back to somewhere else they think they'd be, and then Vitality call it out, and they go through with that pop. And I like the way that MBK played it. He got full flash, and it might have looked silly maybe from the stream's perspective, but in my opinion, that was a selfless way to do it because he pulls a lot of presence towards him. He takes the spray out, and then he crouches afterwards so he can't die. And that's supposed to slow them down, right? Get them really claustrophobic in the end of the halls, knowing that he could peek at any time, and then allow his teammate to actually take a duel. And it's selfless because now he gives up his position, but he also doesn't put the onus on himself to win the round. So either way, his teammate dies, and then they fall like a house of cards. But I like the idea. And we come into round 14-15 here with a similar buy, 2 ops, and probably the option for that again in the next round. Maybe not here if Vitality win it. So a chance to pull off a reasonable half, but of course the map is, I think, a bit T-sided at this level. Definitely very scary to play versus a good T team, and 6 won't feel great.
Got some brazen plays from Apex, makes his way towards long, and he's got Masuta on the way as well. In fact, there's plenty of them here. They've got to hold on to this bomb, though. Won't be able to do that. Will there be a trade frag from Boiler in the meantime? NBK just allowing them to go into a false sense of security. Deletions all over the A bomb site, and Double Pony are at double figures.
Totally vicious there. And that was such a disjointed run up through mid. They came through the smoke. 2 players got around Arch. They're like, yeah, I think we saw a couple of guys there. You guys deal with it. 2 extra players run through. Body sitting in Boiler the entire time listening. With his ear to the wall, and then they have an Opper as well to stand in lane in a very safe spot to punish those last 2 players. So, with no smoke to help on lane, it felt like there wasn't much there going on for Vitality, even though the first 2 players who are rapping are like, man, we're making so much progress right now.
Seems a bit off the cuff, that one.
Yeah.
So maybe the real plan comes in on the CT side. Zywoo and Masuta with a combined 5 kills in 14 rounds.
Has to be noted.
Again, looking for these early plays into the B bomb site this occasion. There are 2 players here for Double Pony. Make it 1. Lucky now. Very awkward positions for him with AWP, and Zywoo is angry. Multi-frag from him once again, but will it be enough this time?
Little crack in the smoke again, and a situation where there will be a retake. Oftentimes, might find a spot where a team would save in this spot. Oh, in the nade! Bounces off the front of quad kills Apex.
Shrapnel.
Who could have just tucked behind it. They will refresh that position. It looks like Zywoo's gotten that spot. And Afro, he has an opportunity to find a flick. Masuta goes down first.
Shox and Zywoo remain. There are defuse kits on all these players. The pop flash, a swing. Zywoo's got another opportunity. He'll land the shots and Shox get the middle frag, and that will be 5 rounds for Vitality. A difficult half of Counter-Strike. What do they have to offer in the CT half? Find out after the break. action just as the first kill comes in, a little bit late in the pistol, but here we are. Looking good for Double Pony. Looking bad for Vitality. They're in need of 10 rounds to take it to, 11 rounds to take it to a third map or Vertigo, and that's looking a little less likely at present, but they're not out of this pistol round just yet. Flash is deployed by the Pony squad, and it is Zywoo in the clutch now. Just shy of 60 HP, bombs being planted, gives him a 1 versus 2, but he'll get absolutely deleted by Lucky. Looks like Zywoo might need a bit of coffee.
Where have we gone with this one? Vitality tried to get down mid really early, and that's a confidence play. Like you're like either it's a game plan just like it was for Double Pony, where they went up B fast and they thought maybe that was going to be the play, or they just wanted to be like, all right, let's just do this. We're very, very comfy. We've got this set up. Let's try to run it down mid. But of course, it can kind of look bad if you end up not getting those kills when you push with pistols. But just because you sit in sights does not mean you're entitled to win rounds. Sometimes you have to push. And that's the correct play to make. Now they'll try it again, and it ends up working out a little bit better, it looks like.
Yeah, oh well. Not too shabby. It is recoverable for Double Pony. And this is maybe the situation that Vitality needed. But one of these bomb sites is going to have one player on it. It's up to Double Pony to flip the coin and figure out which one it might be, or guess, I suppose.
Yeah, I fear for them. With Jocko alive, I mean, this guy can do anything. And it looks like they're in protection of the guns, which is an interesting game. I think the meta right now in this round is to think, okay, are the CTs going to try to collect the guns in ult? And if so, is A maybe a little bit trickier to get to. And also, it's a complete blind gamble. It's just what site is going to be less overstacked. But Double Pony, I think, have made a sensible move. But they dropped the bomb at the top of Banana, so that must have been heard. Molly will come down. Rotation's a little bit delayed. Masuda doesn't find his first Deagle kill, but he is spotted and will eventually get it. Now, there's a chance for him to stop the plan entirely. He does that. Great work from Masuda. And the whole squad, to be honest, running down mid again, trying to keep that confidence high. But this time, meeting the confidence with the frags.
I'm a bit confused about the bomb drop there.
Yeah, I think they missed. Must have.
Yeah. I think that's just free information.
Yeah, that's just, I think that was just, they were like, ah, crap.
With two.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense there. Just a slight warning before the proceedings happened. Well, anyway, we've got a force buy from the Pony squad. So we'll see if they can exact revenge, or if this is a chance for Vitality to finally stabilize, which I don't think we've really seen yet in this series. Maybe this is the round.
Yeah, and like even the pistol makes things testy because they're in critical territory at 11 rounds already, and then nuke game in the second half they got ecoed. So I'm sure Vitality don't feel infallible right now. Well, they get the CTs back with very low utility, and now there's going to be this period where the CTs have to judge whether or not they want to take another peek into mid, or if they're going to assume it's Banana. And for the meantime, there's a jump spot going on. No rotations here, and the trade does not come through. Masuda doesn't get his opening kill. Apex has the opportunity.
Oh boy.
One. Look at the HP, James.
And look at the positions as well. They've really got to hold on to the construction area here.
They could both get just mowed down by Zywoo here. Oh, he shoots it between them, and Jocko takes him out. He's got his hands free.
Yeah, the bomb has been planted. Body and Afro very low, but they've got positions around the bomb sites. Afro, the only man with utility here. That flashbang's not going to get thrown anytime soon.
Trying to
He's in
phase
the
it,
smoke,
yeah.
and he spotted one. There's a trade frag from Shox, but he can't make it a 1 versus 1. And there's disaster around every corner for Vitality.
That's hard to watch. I feel like he needed to shoot that smoke. I mean, clearly he was phasing the smoke inside of coffins. They knew he was there. Why not just shoot? Retaking from construction, it's a very common thing to do.
If we rewind though, was Masuda too greedy here on Banana? Because he was jumping around and got tagged and kind of held his position and kept jumping.
We got a blind spot here at Flashpoint. We like blind spots, but Masuda's blind spot was nothing to celebrate. He was jump spotting, but they were riding up the... Ooh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Just it changes the conversation
Double
with a frag like that.
I'm telling you, man, they've played so many maps, their percentages are pretty reasonable. I just feel like...
That's the thing.
They're going to be on fire.
They're at like 50% win rate on Inferno, but like their recent games have been total stomps. They've been like owning these lower level teams that they're playing against.
Yeah.
So they're feeling good. But yeah, Masuda was like jump spotting the half wall, and he just couldn't see that walk up. Missed one small timing, and then just that body shot Deagle came through. But Yeah, that's what can happen.
Trying to bait out the counter utility. Maybe even more, trying to find out the makeup of Vitality in this round. Apex taking a little damage. There is the smoke deployed. Well, he's just seeing a little shoulder on the bomb site, so they know at least 2 players are towards this B bomb site. Could be more. Worst case scenario now on the A bomb site, they're 5 versus 2. But indeed it's 5 versus 1 because only Kyojin is here. Apex still over towards that B bomb site with 2 more, and there we go. Nothing else to be done.
Yeah, crispy as Kyojin is, just the Deagle, 1 chance to shoot, and Jocko's just as sharp. At least today he's looking super strong. Very scary stuff. 13 rounds here, and they tower over Vitality in terms of rounds, in terms of confidence, in terms of maps won. They're literally now 3 rounds away from sending Vitality into the lower bracket. And as Monty brought up, I mean, it is a treacherous tournament to be in the lower bracket. So you've got to get into top 12 to get the points. And you start off at the bottom, having to play through so many games just to get into that, you know, win zone and score some RMR points. No way, BK just hit that. Off the coffins through the smoke.
Oh man, they're really trying to take everything away from Vitality. Double Poney looking good. Well groomed, you know?
Yeah. What's a comb? Like, what do you use to brush a pony?
Brush? Horse brush?
The brush, yeah, brush.
I guess so.
Sense, yeah. I would probably just use a broom because I wouldn't know what to do if I had a horse.
If you guys have got pony facts, feel free to send them through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to know anything about ponies because I just don't know anything. I just have nowhere to start.
And what happens when there are 2 ponies?
Is this a joke or?
Well, because it's double pony.
Oh, okay, right. I don't know.
My question is from a place of innocence, Launders.
I can have no. I mean, it usually isn't with you, to be honest, James. I'm going to call you out on this. Most people wouldn't. But, yeah. No, not sure where to go with that.
Exposed.
And Vitality, 2-3 setup. Nothing special here on the eco. Either site is primed for the taking for a double pony. They'll only mess this up by having bad spacing. That's about it. If they stick together, the plan is simple. As the Ludbuds would say.
Speaking of warbangs, I really like the one from a CT perspective into apartments. So if somebody's jumped on a balcony and they're going through that door towards boiler, you can warbang that from roughly where the crate is, like standing in the corner. That's a really sick warbang. I haven't landed a kill there, but when I do, I'm going to be very pleased with myself.
Well, it'll be on Reddit, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere.
Clipped, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably your webcam upside down or something.
Well, Vitality are back on the bye, and I feel like we've been here before. They are up against it. Double Pony 2 away from a 2-0. It has to be now for Vitality. So he's been slowly coming to life with a few multi-frags here and there in desperate situations. Now he's got AWP. We need more from him. We've got HEs towards the sandbags, and will there be a trade? Looking for it. Seen him fall off at least, and Masuta will somehow hold position and do even more. Very unlikely spot for him. High pressure, and finally he delivers, but is it too little too late?
Yeah, it might be. Those are some tailor-made frags, though. 3 X's on the spot. So the spacing was, you know, just off enough that they forced the 3 individual duels, but Masuta put them away. 36 HP left over, but most importantly is just alive and now reinforcing this bomb site with an extra player in Shocks. 2-on-4 situation. This would really be the icing on the cake for Double Pony if they're able to pull out a round like this. And you know what? It's not out of the realm of possibility because Masuta's low here and they're very close on the side. Shocks wide swings, and they know he's still here, but Masuta, he locks it up. All 5 kills, 10 HP left over, and there was no one else to help him.
That was a very difficult ace. An easier finish, but the start of that, holy hell, that was nightmare mode. Very impressive stuff from Masuta. Keeps Double Pony off of match points.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you go map to map and you can get 2 different players. You know, on Nuke, he was really having a hard time, but now it looks a lot more comfortable, at least with that round. But yeah, without him there, I mean, that could have been a plant, and even that 2v4-1 from Double Pony. So, is there any chance that Vitality bring this back? You know, I'm almost out of it mentally. I'm not believing, and I wonder how Vitality feel, but you've got to give them some credit. They don't want to lose, and they've got nothing else to do today, so they might as well try their hardest.
That is quite the grenade.
Hmm.
And they're looking for shadows. Oh, I do wonder. But no. 1 minute 20 for Double Poney. Really setting their own pace here. Chain flashes as they look to take top mid. So we were still creeping in the arch with the AWP.
Bombs all the way back there on steps.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on things with regards to Banana. But they're passive on the B bomb site Vitality. Oh, it's a nice flick from Zywoo. Trying to hold on to long, falling back now. We've got a rotation from Apex. Vitality sensing that there will be issues here. Zywoo's been dropped and it goes from bad to worse now. Kyojin deleted. All of a sudden, Double Poney back in control. They were patient. Now it's a 4 versus 2. Vitality could lose everything here. Apex is lurking, but Masuta is still on the B bomb site. They really can't afford to lose this rifle. I think he needs to back off.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's starting to run away now. But yeah, exactly correct here. That's nuts. I mean, Body, he just shows him another level there. Kyojin and Pit tries to come through with the shortest peak. He doesn't go wide or anything like that. Still just absolutely dumpstered. I thought Zywoo made a big mistake there by shooting and then falling back, but he actually was being tricky, and he made it seem like he's rotating around a library, came back in for another peek, got a kill, but apart from that, there was nothing on the site hold. That's the only player who died, and Jocko. They were adequately staffed. They had 3 players here, and you see where they died. These are all very normal positions to hold. They just couldn't get the kills. But like at one point are you know, how can you micromanage that? They've just got to be able to have enough cohesion to work together to at least, you know, surmise a little bit more than what they did. But Body getting both players without a trade should never happen, especially coming up lane on the A side of Inferno. It's one of the hardest sites to try the entry on, and one of the hardest paths to do it. But if there's a man for the job, it feels like on this team, it's Body. He has definitely had a resurgence since the last time we've really seen him play at this level on Double Poney.
2 French guns for Vitality. The FAMASs are out, and so is Apex out of this round, and maybe out of the match if this is to be the last round. Shots with the MP9 as well. We need some brilliant individual play from Vitality if they are to survive in this round. Afro has been barbecued, closed casket funeral for him. 4 and 4 as Vitality look to hold on to top mid. There will be challenges though as Double Poney make their way out of Boiler. Got NBK now showing presence on short, so big problems for Vitality. That will invite a potential rotation. You can see on the radar, Shox is considering it, and now surely he has to commit. The bomb still on T-Ramp, Kyojin getting sprayed down as well. Forced to reposition, Joko creeping into the pit. This is utter dominance from Double Poney. Down they go one by one. Kyojin, surely he's going to die here. Indeed he is. Masuta now with an AK at the very least and a defuse kit. 1 versus 3. Had a difficult task, difficult job, difficult experience in this series thus far. They'll hit a tagging as well and follow it up, and there it is. 16-7, Double Poney all over Vitality. A complete stampede from start to finish.